Many blessings, my beautiful star family. My name is Rebecca, and this is my full moon report for Pillars of the Moon. So, yes, welcome everyone. Wow, I hope you are all hanging in there. It's been such a big cycle for many of us, and we are now coming up to the full moon and the fullness of this cycle. A lot of the stuff could be peaking, so really, really, like, I've felt so strongly this cycle, the medicine of the butterfly. You see, I've got a beautiful butterfly behind me in the picture because on the last new moon, I had this beautiful big butterfly come and was just kind of sitting in front of me on this plant, and I was kind of staring at it for a good while, and it's like, for me, like Pluto, who was opposing the new moon in this grand cross aspect, T square in the notes, there's so much transformation happening, which is what the butterfly symbolizes. And it's like the death of an old way to become mush for a while and cocoon, and then to emerge as the butterfly. So this journey of the butterfly is symbolic of the journey of Pluto, which is about death and resurrection. And so I feel like what we are being worked at this time collectively on the planet is this ending of old cycles. And, it's like, for example, we could be saying that we've been caterpillars for so long, and now it's a time of endings and death and of things culminating, and in doing that, we are building a new world, and we're becoming butterflies, and so there will be a journey for all of us. And some of us may be feeling like we want to be caterpillars and we don't want to change, or there's so much moving for all of us, right? But as there's like this, one of the gifts I feel of this transformative energy is to really sinking into surrender, surrender to the path of our soul. And, when we started this new moon, the sun was in Gemini, and I was talking a lot around polarities, around light and dark, and all the different ways that we can polarize and separate things. And even when we're born, we are separating from a womb to come into a life in a form outside of the womb. And there's like death and birth in all of it, right? So, but what I've been feeling is like this energy of death and rebirth, what we're in now, it feels really symbolic of the path of Venus, and Inanna, and the story of her descent and death in the underworld to resurrect again. And Venus is retrograding right now through the constellation of Leo, moving into Cancer, as I spoke about in my new moon report. So her journey is really important as well at the moment, and the way that she's working with the Black Moon Lilith is just profound, because that is the serpent energy and the Kundalini, and then the serpent sheds its skin. There's just so many synchronicities to all of the ways that we're being moved at the moment. And I just wanted to share something with you. It's something like I've been creating. It's this little soul transmission that came through after I had this time with the butterfly at the new moon. And so you can see the ring around the outside. This is the cycle of the 13 star signs. Obviously, we've got a focus in here as well. And so I've put the butterfly in the center because I did this in my journal. After I saw the butterfly, I drew it. And then I drew two Vesica Pisces over the wings. And so I connected this to the energy of Capricorn and Aquarius, who for a long time, because these constellations actually join, like they overlap, like the arm of Aquarius reaches over half of Capricorn constellation. So like the visions that I received was that they are one, they are union, they are the father and the mother of the cosmos. And, you know, in the Aquarius constellation, which is the Holy Grail, the waters of life, the Divine Mother, you know, she is basically, you know, I could say she's like the Lady of Avalon, or the High Priestess of the cosmos that has the Holy Grail. And like the energy of Capricorn, like being like the masculine energy, bringing the seeds or the stars to the cosmic womb or the Grail to be conceived, to be born into a womb again. So this was the energy that I was receiving for Capricorn and Aquarius. And when you think of it being right next to the Sagittarius energy here, which is the golden gate of the gods, you know, so, and on the other side of the wings, you have the silver gate of reincarnation, which is where our sun was at the new moon in Gemini, the twins. And the mother, which is Cancer, and Leo, the sun, you know, really symbolic of the womb, Cancer, mother, and the sun, like that light masculine energy of birth, of life, of that solar expression of creativity. And so that's like the fire and the water. And then on the other side, obviously, you have the air or the ether with Aquarius, and the earth of Capricorn. So this is like the four elements in the four wings. And in the center part of this, you know, it really feels like we're beyond all polarities. And this is the medicine of Pluto. Beyond all polarities, I am soul. And I feel like the energy that Pluto is calling in for us now is to really attune to our soul, to bring our soul purpose, our soul essence, our soul vibration into our being, and start sharing it in the world, you know, beyond all of the polarities of like, who am I really? You know, what is my soul really coming here to do in this life? You know, and you can go back to your birth chart to find clues into this. You can go back into your birth even, because there's keys and codes there. And yeah, so and where is Pluto in your chart, you know? So there's there, and where's your midheaven, and where's your north node, and all of these things. But I feel like collectively there's this huge shifting into our soul. And so in between Cancer and Leo, this is where we have our lion's gate, or the gate of birth of Cancer, of the mother giving birth to the sun, the womb, the waters, the ocean, the lunar tides of giving birth to the new light, the solar energy of the sun. And so this is the portal here, the Lionsgate portal. But I also feel like there's another portal that's between Capricorn and Aquarius, which is also incredibly magical. And so I have been so drawn this whole cycle to the seeds. And this is the seeds that are dangling all around the garden, the woods, and everywhere there's seeds, right? And these seeds are not yet to be planted. You know, you can hold the seeds in your hand, and you could feel like this energy of God in our own being. Like, I can create this, like I can hold these seeds in my hand and I can plant them. They might grow and they might not, and like that seed of possibility. And I really feel like this is the energy of Capricorn, you know. So when you look at the words that I've written in here, you know, like I've got the dark masculine for Capricorn. It's like, the dark masculine, really? He's got horns. He's of the earth. He's like in the mountains. He's like the wild man. He's the horned god, you know. So in Druid and pagan law, Capricorn would be the horned god, or he would be connected to that masculine earthly energy. And I've been feeling it so strongly at the moment. You know, there's big cucumbers all over my garden, and like all these seeds dangling, and it's like, wow, this is the masculine part of it, you know. And how he is so powerful, you know, because he is deciding when the seeds are going to be planted and when new life is going to grow, that he's giving it to Aquarius, and Aquarius is the Holy Grail or the cosmic womb. So feels like the dark masculine, because also the dark masculine, I call it dark masculine because it's of the earth, right? And the earth is pretty soily and dark and green and dense, you know, and how he's working on the flip side with the light feminine, which is the Aquarian energy, which to me is very electric. It's very sparkly and glittery, and it's just light, high frequency water energy. So she is like in this cauldron of transformation. And actually, I really connect like the energy of Capricorn and Aquarius as like elders. They're like the wisdom keepers. So I really feel like with the Capricorn energy, something that I've always connected is like the energy of the wizard or the wise elder, and the energy of Merlin, actually. And the energy of Aquarius is like the wise witch or crone energy. And these two are working together in the sky to bring in the new seeds and to create in the cosmos. As above, so below, you know, in the earthly realms of Cancer and Leo, down in like this portal of fire and water, you know, like this is more like here where we are. Like this, I feel like the Capricorn and Aquarius energy is very galactic. And but the dark energy of the dark feminine of Cancer is like the darkness of the ocean, and the ocean of everything, right? And it's like when you go down into the ocean, it's very dark and very deep, just like the womb. And then the light masculine of the Leo energy is that of the sun and the solar power, you know, and that fire. So it's so like magical, this. And I just wanted to share it with you because I felt like, wow, there's something coming in here that I really want to share that feels really important, and I'm not quite sure why. And you know, but it feels like, so if we're culminating the age of Pisces. The North Node is going to be coming up with Chiron as well, so we'll be going through quite a period of healing as well. And you know, it's going to take years. We're just the building blocks for this new Aquarian age. And I feel like actually coming into more of an Aquarian age is actually the age of union. And it's of unifying the all and coming back to our soul and our soul essence. And I can feel it in my children. It's like, no, they have a soul essence, a seed of who they are. And it's really important to allow that seed to grow and to be, and to not just be, you know, all the other ideas of what they are, but who are they really? And so going forwards into, you know, the next few thousand years on the earth, you know, there will be, I feel like, this shift into collective consciousness, into union consciousness, into the path of the soul, where all polarities meet. And this, I feel, is the energy of Pluto. It's like transforming us into this real soul calling. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. So yeah, I'm going to stop sharing that one for you all. I'm going to share another screen now. And I hope you like my little bit of artwork. So yeah, the full moon will be on the 1st of August, and it'll be at 1931, and that's the GMT time zone. And so jumping over to the live sky, 19, what did I say? 31. So I'm recording this now on Monday. Monday? Yeah. Yeah, so you can see the moon at the time of the full moon is in Capricorn, and it's actually aligned to Albali, which is the arm of Aquarius here. So as I was saying to you before, you know, like Capricorn is here and Aquarius is here. So they're really interlinked. Like you can see, like actually the moon is aligned to the first star in Aquarius at the time of the full moon. So we will be feeling the energies of both. And I actually feel like they are one in some ways. Like there is like this union that comes of God, goddess, of seeds and womb. And actually like the elder energy that comes with the Capricorn. And it's like that wisdom and the like the elder teacher or the wizard, druid kind of energy. It's like that wisdom of the harvest, coming back to Lammas, you know, this time that I'm in now with the Lammas energy. It's like now, for us in the Northern Hemisphere, we are harvesting the seeds. And the seeds may be going in incubation for a period before we plant them again in the spring. So for those of you in the Southern Hemisphere, you'll be in Imbolc. So you will be just starting to think about getting the seeds out from the dark closet or container where they've been incubating to maybe start your new seedlings and start your new cycle in the outer world. So the cycle of Lammas and Imbolc, it is really about seeds, which is the Capricorn energy, you know, and because I see him as like the seed harvester. You know, he's collecting all of the seeds. You just have to think of a ball bag. You know, it's like it holds all the seeds of potential that could grow. And you look at like a, you know, whatever plant it is, all the seeds are like together in this little bundle of possibilities. You know, so the Capricorn energy, for me, it is about the seeds. And so this full moon, as we are coming to tomorrow, I really want us to call our attention to the seeds. And the seeds could be ideas that are floating around, dangling. Yeah? Because we can feel it, right? You can feel there'll be ideas that are like circling around you, and we'll be saying, oh, I could do this, or I could do that. And this time, you know, it is about possibilities of what we could do next year, you know, what was working this year, what wasn't. We're coming to the time of the harvest, so we're bringing it all back in and we're bringing it to ourselves. For those of you in the Southern Hemisphere at Imbolc, it's like your seeds have gestated for the winter. And so now it's the time of actually saying, right, so I've just stated this inside in the inner world. So I've done this inner work to help it grow. And I really know now what this is that I'm ready to grow. You know, so we in the North, we're kind of still in that phase of possibilities and ideas. But you in the South, perhaps you're now like, wow, no, I know what I'm going to grow. You know, boom. You know, I've discovered it during the winter because that is what the winter time is about. It's the womb of incubation. It's the time where we take our ideas of Lammas and Samhain and we really take them down, 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 and we hold them in this sacredness of ourselves, you know, of our own cave, to really feel what that is that we're going to grow and what we're going to become next year in this next cycle. And with the harvesting of all of these seeds and the things that we are drawing in to our awareness, you know, we could be calling down certain things that we say, wow, that I can feel there's a whole new career or a whole new life or a whole new house or a whole new whatever, you know, like, and really just, it's like courting a new baby in the stars, you know, like I felt like this conscious conception that's happened for both of my children, because I felt them in the stars before I called them into my womb, and they journeyed with me in the stars before I called them into my womb. And our careers can be like that. Our home could be any intention or idea. We are dreaming it first before we consciously conceive it. So we could do ceremonies and rituals around this time, around this, you know, to really feel these dreams and these visions around, and to really choose consciously, what am I going to incubate and what am I going to let go of? Because we can't grow everything. You know, there's not enough space. I've learned that from my garden, you know. There's not enough room for everything. So it's really important to have real discernment about what we're going to grow, because we don't have space for everything. And other people can grow other things that we can't grow. You know, like I can't grow certain things in my garden because it's not the right conditions, but down the road, such and such can grow that perfectly, you know? So it's knowing what our soul is here to grow, you know, in ourselves. And so that is the power of this full moon. I feel like there's been so much moving around. Oh my goodness, the patriarchy. And I've been seeing lots in my social media feeds around the patriarchy and yeah, there's just like lots. It's pokey, it's gritty, it's like, whoa, yeah, it's really the patriarchy's getting called out, you know. And Capricorners can be like this shadow of the patriarchy, of like this kind of control, structures, restrictions, you know. So this full moon can be illuminating all of that in ourselves, you know, and how we may separate from that. I've had some beautiful friends, you know, I've had experiences recently where they've had to go into the system to receive something, some wisdom, or to surrender into some medical something, you know, and there's like I see like there's always gifts in the things that we want to separate from. And my journey with my children, especially, has been in moving towards all of that which I have rejected, abandoned, you know, shamed, all of those parts, because those parts that are parts of me actually that are reflected in these things. Yeah. So at the time of the full moon as well, I'm just going to pop over to the sun because I wanted to share with you about that. Look, oh, right in the middle of constellation Cancer. So yeah, most of you know that I don't use Western astrology. I use the live sky as she really is. Yeah, so she's going to be conjunct the Beehive cluster pretty like. So this whole area here is the Beehive cluster. I mean, it's probably gone further than the Beehive cluster, the sun now, but you know, the energy of the Beehive cluster, you know, symbolic of this full moon and this time of the harvest and the seeds and the harvesting of the seeds and the fertility, because without the bees, the fertility would not be possible, right? And you know what the bees teach us and are teaching us is that their prophecy is like where we're working together for a collective purpose. So this energy here, it's like connecting to the hive mind, you know, and working like bees, we can create so much more than if we're just like trying to do it on our own. So the sun energy opposing the lunar energy, this could be bringing up stuff around community or around systems and structures within community, or ways that we felt separate from community or village or tribe or our network, you know. So it's pretty big. You know, the Black Moon Lilith is also in Cancer as well, and she brings up loads about our abandonment and all the places where we felt rejected and isolated and separate. And this could be connected to our births, you know, when we separated from our mother and how that was, you know, how we were treated when we first arrived, you know, and the things that were said to us and the way that we was touched or not or hurt or whatever it was, you know. So really deep as the Cancerian energy can be, right? So yeah. There's Venus. So she's going to be moving all the way back here, you know, to the head of the Hydra serpent. She's going to be moving all the way back to Cancer, to the home. So the things that are coming up with Venus in her retrograde at the moment are really connected to like our heart and bringing our heart home, coming home to our heart and our body and our womb and our feelings and our security, and also coming home. to the community or to a collective hive consciousness of doing things together. And that is where we're moving for with the age of Aquarius. And it's tricky, right? Because we're so used to our little boxes of separation. Not many of us, and there are people who are already living in communities who are really leading the way for a more village type lifestyle, you know, and some of us may never want that. Some of us may be lone wolves who choose to be solitary. But I feel like with the energy of Aquarius really coming in strongly now, it feels like, wow, no, we're really being called to come together more, to work together more, and to build what it is we want to build for our future and for our children. So I'm gonna come over to the chart. So yeah, I was saying about the sun is in Cancer and Black Moon Lilith is in Cancer too. You know, so like I was saying, you know, these wounds of the mother, wounds of the abandonment, the separation, it's pretty big stuff that could be moving for us. So really nurturing ourselves, taking care. And if we want to rest more, be home, be in our nest, do that, you know. Or if we feel like we can reach out to the community for wisdom, healing, love, support, you know, that could also be incredibly nourishing as well. Yeah, so with the North Node now in Pisces, you know, you can see it's going to be moving back towards Chiron. Yeah, collective healing of the Piscean age. And it feels like the Piscean age so much around spirituality, God, Yeshua, like, you know, like there's a lot to do with the Christian church and the Catholic church and all of that kind of stuff that's happened, you know. And this full moon could be bringing a lot of stuff to our attention around that, you know, and we could be seeing a lot moving, you know, around ways that children, Cancer, you know, the children of the womb of the Cancerian energy, there could be some stuff coming up to our attention around, you know, the way that children and mothers are being treated by the system or the structures or the father figure, you know. So it's kind of like mother and father energies that are being worked at the moment. And that's like, even if we're not natural mother or a father, like that could be our mother. We all have a mother or a father, right? So some of us do. So there's kind of stuff being worked around that and like connecting to the father within, the mother within. Something I've been working on a lot recently is to do with my own inner father and how I can have more power and authority of my life. You know, so this is also what Pluto is working as well. And Pluto, the last degree of Sagittarius, it's like I was talking a lot at the beginning about Pluto. And so where he is right now, it's like really reflecting on our deepest spiritual truths and the truths of who we are in our soul. So that's all on the table right now. It's all up for questioning and looking at and reflecting on. So it's incredibly deep. I keep saying it's deep, it's deep, it's deep. It's Pluto, it's Cancer. It's like, oh. So yeah, really holding us all in this real womby time before we cross the gate into the lion's den. But yeah, so anything else I want to say? I feel like with the energy of Capricorn, you know, you see the wise old goat climbing up the hill, right? And so there's this aspect of challenge, of work. Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. Saturn is in Aquarius, you know, so actually like the Saturn energy is being worked. It's like the Saturn energy is in the cauldron of new life. So Capricorn Saturn is being rejuvenated in the well of youth, you know, by the sacred waters of life. And in the story of Inanna and Persephone, when she's in the underworld, it's the waters of life given to her by Hades, is that right? the waters, the sacred waters, were given to her to awaken her from her death. Saturn is in Aquarius in the holy waters, in the Grail. So Saturn, being the patriarchy or like the father figure, is in the well, and he's being spring cleaned in the springs. So feeling that is like the energy of God, or our relationship to the divine father, the seeds, the sacred seeds, is being rejuvenated, it's being cleaned, it's being washed by the Holy Grail. So just feel to let that settle. Saturn is in the Holy Grail. So this full moon in Capricorn, let's really look at this inner father. And are we projecting our inner father stuff onto an external system that we could actually retrieve and call home? Say, actually, I can embody what I need as this father inside by having the authority that I need to have good boundaries, good structures, and being responsible, mature, grounded. You know, the Capricorn energy is like so dedicated. He is like, I'm going to get this done. I'm going to get to the top of the mountain. It's like that energy of hiking or running. It's like, I can do it, you know. So there's a real strength and endurance in this energy. So we may be feeling like we're enduring things at the moment. We're enduring so much stuff that's coming up from the South Node in Virgo of the past, you know. And but there is also, you know, this energy of the full moon is connected to a grand trine with Ceres, who's in Virgo, and she's dwarf planet Ceres, and Vesta, the sacred fire, which is in Taurus. This makes a grand earth trine. So it feels like there's a lot grounding in us, and this is, you know, a lot to do with our body and our health and our well-being, you know. So we may be looking at doing more, making more structures to do with our health that can support us. You know, we may be feeling like changing our diet or whatever it is that we need to heal. So that could, this trine energy is really, it's really grounding that into our awareness of like, wow, and maybe there's some things that I need to sort out, some more structures, calling that father inside of us to be discerning and to create structures for ourselves to really support us, to support ourselves. We got to become the daddy. Yeah. So we are our own daddy. Like, and how can I've been feeling that for myself, like I really wanted to start running more and doing more kind of practices for myself and my body and my healing, you know. So this grand trine, I can really feel how that's working. And as with Vesta in Taurus, it's dedication, devotion to our body, you know. And Ceres in Virgo, it's like really nurturing our health and our well-being, being in service to health and well-being, you know. And the Capricorn energy is the father who's going to make some nice structures so that we keep on time and keep being like responsible for ourselves and our body and our health and our healing. So yeah, so that feels pretty big and pretty good, and that's something to be working with. And yeah, bringing our awareness to the seeds, like those of us who are here in the northern hemisphere, you know, really feeling these seeds of potential and ideas in the cosmos that are floating, that we could gather and incubate. And those of you in the south who are in your inbox now, it's like these, oh, we have to stir the seeds up out of the void, out of the womb, and awaken them to be planted for a new cycle. So yeah, happy seed hunting, happy seed gathering, and really honoring the sacred seed at this time. So yeah, I think that's all I'm going to share for you today. I'm hoping that some of that is helpful. And yeah, wow, what a big cycle. So yeah, many blessings to you all, my friends, and I'll see you at the new moon. Mwah!